There you go.
Okay, yeah, so we actually, for our first episode of Fifth Wall, we weren't expecting to talk about this. We had an entire thing planned out about economics and home ownership. And we were just going to talk about getting a job, boring stuff. And then Charlie Kirk got shot. And it's something we have to talk about. I'm not saying we're talking about it because it's the trendy thing, but it's like you have to talk about it.
You have to address it. It's
the
kind of thing you can't leave unsaid.
You can't just ignore it, and it's hard. I definitely, because I want this kind of be a comedy series, but if we have to do one episode that's the serious episode, it is this one, where we go and we have to be serious. But it was horrible. And I think the reason why it was so horrible is I think so many people listened to him and they knew him. So when you see him there and you see him get shot, it's almost like someone you know. It's almost like a friend. It's like there's a more personal connection than if you're sitting there and you're just watching some random person you don't know or haven't really seen before die.
It's more of a parasocial connection, is what you're saying, where it's like you can kind of relate to Charlie Kirk.
Well, I mean, because you've seen more of him. I don't even know. I don't like the word parasocial in that regard, because in general it's just more, you've just seen more of him, and he's like a really nice guy.
Yeah. From
everything I've heard stories of people being like, hey, I need to record my show, and he'll offer their studio up, and he was always like super nice and giving to people. He was a very hard worker. He was very smart, because when a lot of people on the right said, we can go in the office and we can pass this we can make this law, this bill, and that's how we'll fix the country. And you can't regulate values or culture. In fact, the legislature passing a law, politics is downstream of culture. He's one of the first real conservatives to, I think that's why he put a big emphasis on the culture war more than any others. And I think that's why he did what he did. He went to the campuses. He went to the hot zones.
He went where the young people were.
He did.
To speak to them directly, not through political ads or social media posts. He went and talked to them in person directly. He genuinely just sat down and talked because he knew it's what you had to do. He built up an empire. He built up, like what he built up, it is genuinely incredible, and it's something that will definitely outlast him. And I respect him a lot. And it was all. And not to mention, when he went onto these campuses, even if there were people with rival ideologies, if that's what you want to call it, he never got into arguments with them. He always tried to keep it civil with just asking questions, trying to figure out why they thought that.
Well, I mean, I'd say it was an argument, but yeah, he never got into like name calling. He never got anything violent, and he was definitely anti-violent, which you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just one of the worst things I've seen. And I think what's even worse is what happened after it. I knew there were going to be people saying it was a good thing or celebrating it. And there's going to be some fringe corner. You go on some fringe creek on Blue Sky, that'll happen. And it felt like there were a lot more people justifying it, saying he deserved it or that was okay, or even celebrating or laughing about, gloating about this pain and suffering and loss. Then there should have been, you can say there should have been, and there shouldn't have been any, but even still, there's going to be those people. But it feels like there were a lot more people that should have been celebrating. I mean, we've even heard it in person.
Yeah, I will say, going up next day, pretty much the next day, right after the shooting, and hearing people be like, it's terrible what happened and all, but he kind of had it coming, with everything he said about the Second Amendment and free speech. I mean, he died for his beliefs, we should all be so proud of him. Like, he died for it. He really stood up and took a bullet for everybody.
They gloat about it, but they'll be kind of subtle about it, because they know if they go out right and they say, hey, I think he deserved to die, that it will not end well, and I'm glad there's some social consequences. But there needs to be more. That's how we got here. And I think people are starting to realize that. And I was saying this, I think we had this conversation about a year ago before Trump got shot. I was talking to you, and I think I was saying, hey, them saying that he's racist, that he's not just that it started as he's racist, things like that. Now he's not. Now he's Hitler. They're comparing him to literally Hitler. I'm like, something bad's going to happen. Somebody's going to go after him. They're going to be radicalized.
Yeah, I remember that. Just like I think it was the day before, if not a couple days before, because I remember that.
Yeah,
because then I'm sitting there and I'm
talked
in the car.
About it.
I'm in the car with my folks and.
Like right before.
Yeah, and my grandma calls and she's like, "Hey, are you guys watching the news? Trump just got shot." And I'm like, "Well."
And I'm glad he didn't die. He definitely was an act of God. He got saved. I ain't be like, "Oh, it was an act of God," and somebody else died. I'm like, "Yeah, it's a tragedy. Somebody else died." But that was a one in like a billion.
Yeah, I would say not even million. That is
that you turn your head at such the right moment that what would be a clean shot that would kill you 99.9 out of 100 times is a miss, and it just grazes your ears. Insane. And even then I was saying, I'm like, these people, there needs to be consequences for expressing that it was good or that he deserved. There need to be like mass consequences. Like those people genuinely, and the people got fired for their job for that, which was good, but I'm like, there needed to have been more. And that's what led up to this. And the other attacks you see that I haven't really talked about, the one on Josh Shapir's house got burned, thank God he survived, or the one where those 2 DNC staffers got killed. Well, they were Democrats. I don't know if they were staffers, but they were in Minnesota. Yeah. They died. And I feel like that, and not addressing, is what led to that. It's what led to this. And it definitely needs to be addressed.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Party doesn't matter in the situation. Somebody dying is somebody dying. Either way, that's friends, that's family, that's people left behind with the ache of a friend, a family member, whatever you want to call them, now gone. Because somebody wanted to push an agenda, or somebody was just feeling a little bit violent that day, just out in the streets.
It's horrible. And it's like people celebrating it. And then they're the same ones that will say, "Oh, the violence is coming from your side," and they'll condemn you. The New York Times, you see the New York Times today? No, they had it today. They did they had an article, they had somebody lecture you about political violence. You know who it was? Hassan Piker.
Oh, really?
Liberals, you need to be fucking showing your opponent's guts on there, okay? You need to be gutting them. You need to be shanking these motherfuckers and letting their intestines just ride on stage. What the fuck is this shit, man? Slice them up. Slice them and fucking dice them. What the fuck is this? You cannot have a bigger fucking layup. You could not have had a bigger fucking layup than a horrible candidate like Herschel Walker. Sure, he was prepared very well. And Herschel Walker actually had a good
874 Bellevue Drive, and I'm gonna kill you with my AR-15. Like that's the type of messages they were leaving in this dude's office, and he's resigning. Like he's literally, this is his last term. So I think that people are a lot more radical.
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
We're there to partner with them.
Oh, really?
I'm not joking.
The same guy who said to let streets run red with.
Yeah, we'll definitely put in clips.
I'll make sure
of him saying stuff like that and put the article up in the quotes, because I definitely, we should definitely show it. I hope he gets perma-banned off Twitch. It's probably for his own good that he gets perma-banned, because I think if he keeps up with the radical rhetoric,
he's going to end up dead. Like, somebody is going to get in
something bad. No, something bad is going to happen to him. It's like genuinely, if he keeps up. Like, I'm genuinely, like, kind of worried for him. Because once you build up a radical audience or fan base, once you build up a radical base,
you have to just keep getting
more and more have to get more and more, because as soon as you turn against them, they're against you. As soon as you say, hold on, calm down, they're against you. So you can't. And I think that's the trouble you're seeing with the left, is so many of them are so radical. You can't hold the brakes. So once you aren't radical, the more moderates and centrists, they're getting like scared. They're like,
yeah,
which I don't blame them. It's like horrific. And
I will say, I mean, there's craziness when you get too far on either side. But when that craziness begins to reach a level of intolerability,
there's more and more radicalism on the left than the right, and that is a fact. And most political violence in this country and just in the Western world in general comes from the left.
Yeah.
And that isn't just here. That's something I've just noticed is you see that a lot more because most right-wing radicals, they just kind of hide away in a cabin with their guns.
And they build some bombs.
It's the Chud Soy Jack. And they're just in a cabin. That's most like right-wing radicals.
They go into town.
Or it's that weird guy at the grocery store who bags your groceries.
Yeah.
Who you wouldn't let around your kids. Well, that's a decent amount of the left too.
You're not wrong.
But it was and all the people too. This is another thing that got to me that are saying condemning this goes back to that. Mm-hmm. Like, or all the celebrities, but wouldn't it be funny if Trump got shot? Yeah, it'd be real funny if the president died because these people are freaks. It's demonic. It is like beyond evil. It is like demonic, genuinely. And I'm not using that lightly. It is like actually demonic. That's the only word I can think of. To where you're rooting, you're going and celebrating people's deaths. And it's being taught. It's being taught.
Ingrained.
In these younger people. And that is dangerous. That is bad. Mm-hmm. We have all these radical people around. We really should arrest people. These people need to see their day in court. The ones who are encouraging violence. Ones who are going, oh, wasn't it funny the president? Any celebrity that said that, they need to get a court case.
It's real funny. I remember, what was it? It was the building up to Charlie Kirk's death. There were all these posts where it's like, wow, wouldn't it be so funny if something happened while he was on my campus?
Exactly. Yeah. If you paid attention, this isn't new for you, and that's what we were saying earlier. Is that this is a trend? We're like, if you were paying attention, you knew something like this was going to happen to somebody on our side because of the rhetoric, the stochastic terrorism. That's the word they like to use for it, where they do these indirect calls for violence and encouragement.
Oh, I just said he was like literally Hitler and somebody should shoot him. I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't buy the ammo.
I know.
I didn't zero in the scope.
And the same thing happened with Trump.
I just
you got all these politicians who are like, this guy is literally Hitler. He gets shot. Our condolences. This is so sad. I can't believe this. I hate political violence.
Alexa, this is so sad. Please play the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah, this is so sad. Oh my! And it's like you're the ones causing this. But yeah, they genuinely need to go after. They genuinely need to go after these people for that, because it is evil. And if not, it will happen again. And
it'll just keep happening until people actually face the consequences of their actions.
If it doesn't, and we don't go after these people, that's the thing is.
It's a sign to say, hey, we can get away with this.
No. It is. I think there's one of two paths. Either like this stops the right conservatives, Trump. We put our foot down. And Christian student, and we put our foot down, and we say, enough is enough. We're finally fighting back. I don't mean fighting physically, fist. Of course I don't. But
taking measures to protect ourselves.
Well, I mean, yeah, you should be. You should own a gun. If you don't own a gun, you're a silly Billy. You're a goofy goober. If you do,
only cowards own guns.
But it is. If you don't own a gun, you're a silly Billy. Genuinely, if you don't already, with all the stuff that has been going on. And like I said, I think there are one of two paths. Either A, this gets addressed, we put our foot down, and it stops, and we go and we live peacefully. Or B, it could be in this presidential term we have a civil war, but definitely by the next presidential term there will be a civil war. And you will have a full-blown, probably like insurgency style thing where it's like Iraq or Afghanistan in the U.S., and it is not going to be pretty. It is.
I would say it wouldn't matter if it's a civil war. It doesn't matter what side is getting killed. It's still American blood.
And how long it would last for, and how horrific it would be. It would be like 20 years, and it would destroy the United States, and that would genuinely be one of the worst tragedies I think in all of humanity. Is if the U.S. ceases to exist. It would be, for freedom in general, just the idea of freedom, liberty, all the stuff you hold dear, even for Christianity, if for all, it would be such a major loss. It would be sad. It would, like I said, I think it would be genuinely one of the greatest tragedies in humanity, would be the self-destruction of the United States. And it would be mourned for generations. There would be so much suffering, because I can't even imagine. It's genuinely a horrific idea, and I don't want that to happen. I want us to put our foot down and say no more. We need to go after these people. And I hate that for 10 years you supported Trump. For 10 years they would ruin your life.
Yeah. Oh, this guy's a Trump supporter.
Yeah, they would ruin. They would ruin.
He's a misogynistic Trump supporter.
I know, they would ruin
racist.
your life. Or if you said the N-word back in high school, it's over. For 10 years.
You made a derogatory comment in freshman year around a group of your friends.
You made a derogatory comment about a protected class. Thought crime committed.
Thought crime.
Banned from everything.
We need to wipe that part of your memory now. We're going to
Yeah, exactly. You got to go. They would actually have that re-education trainings, or diversity, those trainings where they're all right.
You think the classrooms are like Clockwork Orange?
Probably. But yeah, and then they get mad when they're celebrating death and encouraging political violence. And they're like, what? You're going to fire us for our jobs? It's free speech, bro. It's free.
Free speech is protected, but not the consequences of your actions.
It's free speech, bro. It's in the Constitution, because they only care about the Constitution when it hurts you. This is something I've noticed. I've had people sitting there and they're like, I think it's these troops on the street in D.C., this is a threat to our constitutional rights. I'm like, where were you on January 6th when they did that? When they deployed the National Guard against American citizens? But that was an insurrection. But whatever. The point is, it does not matter. It's the dirty tricks they use when they're out of power. They are freaks. They are dirty people. They do not play by rules.
Rules for thee, none for me.
Yeah. And this is how they get you.
You have to follow our rules, but we won't follow your rules.
Is they ask for mercy because they're out of power now, and and the right now is in control of a lot of the culture, a lot of stuff. They're now like, whoa, don't ruin our lives for when we kill you, because Charlie Kirk is the average guy. He's your average concern. He is a normal guy, and they're trying to convince you he's a
crazy
Heinrich Himmler.
Right. Yeah,
he's Heinrich Himmler.
He was out there at the college campuses, with that red armband.
He was burning books. They act like this guy's an actual Nazi. This is what they think of regular people, because these people are so deranged, messed up, and maladjusted. They look at a normal guy, and you see it too with other people, where they'll look and be like, that guy's a Nazi. It's just like Tom Joe.
He's just sitting around, John Doe's minding his business. He might have a couple more right-leaning opinions. Oh, he's a Nazi.
Yeah, and
full-on swastika.
That is how they view you. They view you as a Nazi, and that you deserve to die. You should die, in fact. And I'm not saying this to scare you to go and make you pick up a rifle and kill leftists. Do not do that.
No.
Don't encourage that. If any of you are Fed posting in our comments, I will delete it and I will come to your house. It ain't going to be pretty, pal. It ain't going to be pretty.
I will say, at this point, violence is only going to beget more violence.
I know, but...
And picking up a rifle and just killing anyone who's a registered Democrat is not the way to go
about it. It is not. Do
Do
not take a rifle and be like, all right, Dean Withers, I've had enough. I've had enough of Dean Withers. Genuinely don't.
Yeah. Don't say, because if you pick up a rifle and just go picking off people one by one because they don't agree with you, you're not.
All right, Harry Susan, I've had enough of you. I've had enough of you, Harry. Don't do that. Don't go to Hassan Piker's house. That's Sam Hyde's job. Don't do that. But
he's finally gonna get that boxing match, huh?
Dude, they need to now, especially now. Instead of the Civil War, we have the Sam Hyde versus Hassan Piker boxing match. I think that's a fair trade. back in biblical times, they used to do that. It was David versus Goliath. The Philistinians sent in Goliath, and the Israelites, they had David. And that was just how they did it back then. They're like, all right, this is your guy, this is their guy. And they thought, yeah, I think we should do that. The left sends Hassan Piker, we send Sam Hyde. I think that's fair. I think the similar way. I think it's fair, and I think Sam would win. And I think that would solve the Civil War. Instead of Civil War, we should just do that.
Yeah, we can all come together under a love of boxing.
Yeah, and genuinely, that's the solution. That is the.
It's like everyone liked Mike Tyson, right? Everyone loved Mike Tyson.
Everyone does.
Everyone loves Muhammad Ali. Everyone loves boxing.
Except George Foreman.
So let's do it.
But anyway, yeah, it is horrific stuff's been going on recently, and you yourself out there listening to this need to stay safe. Like I said, if you don't own a weapon, get one. You're being a civilian. I'm not saying, all right, go out and kill these guys. I'm like, no, you need to be protected in case of anything.
Remember, the weapon is for your self-defense, not self-offense. Don't take it going.
That's what they said
trouble.
in ancient China 2,000 years ago, and they knew what they were talking about then.
Yeah.
Weapon used for self-defense. Do not go out looking for ding dong ding dong ding.
Appear strong when you are weak, and weak when you are strong.
Yeah, exactly. They knew what they were talking about 2,000 years ago.
Sun Tzu's a pretty smart guy.
They did. They were some pretty smart guys. They invented fireworks. They're not to say there aren't problems in Japan.
There are problems everywhere.
I'm sure there are many that I definitely care about. If you can't tell by the look on my face,
we'll let that hang in the air.
We care so much about these foreign countries and their problems. I think we should send them $3 gazillion. Crazy times. And like I said, this is kind of unscripted because we just turned this on because we had an entire thing where we were going to talk about economics, like getting a house, job opportunity.
Yeah, what it's like nowadays.
For young people, Charlie Kirk happened, and we needed to talk. We've thrown in some jokes, but if we did one thing and we did it seriously, it had to be, and we have to talk about this. It feels like we have to. There's no other option.
We've crossed the Rubicon.
A line has been crossed. Boundaries have been violated, and a big question is what is next? And I do think that is important because that's going to determine a lot. Is what is our response. The one thing we definitely cannot do is sit there and let his memory go to waste. I don't want this to turn into something where 2 weeks later
he's already been forgotten and the next big thing is on the news.
Yeah, it's the new Cracker Barrel logo is on the news. Not to say that we shouldn't defend Cracker Barrel. That isn't that is an American institution being violated. Their creativity is destruction.
I don't know if the black rimmed glasses really help her. She's got the SpongeBob rims. Let's not kid ourselves.
Genuinely, it is these thick frame. These people, these like freaks. If you know somebody with thick plastic frame glasses, they're your enemy. They're a demon. They're from hell.
I know.
I'm going to be sitting over it. I'm going to be sitting over CJ's shoulder with a cigar. Be like, yeah, cut that out.
Who do you think you are, the Don?
I'm the boss here. I'm the big boss. I'm big boss.
And,
I already got the suit there. And I'm sitting there and be like, cut that out. Cut that out. Put that in. Put that in. That's funny. Put that in.
You sound like a side character in The Sopranos.
Put that in. Put the joke. Put that joke in. That's funny. But yeah.
Keep it in. It's hashtag funny relatable. The kids will all love it.
They'll love it on Reddit. On Reddit, we'll get so much gold.
Oh my, dude, we're gonna be drowning in Reddit gold. Let's go.
What do you even use Reddit gold on?
Self-esteem, because a random stranger on the internet decided to give you like $5 worth of a little digital badge. Are you very proud of your little digital badge?
It's probably worth more than like half the world's currencies. It's probably worth more than like
I guarantee it's worth more than a Zimbabwe dollar.
Yeah, it's probably it's probably worth more than like a Italian lira or something. But this has been the 5th war